Sharks. I'm Alexandra, and I am the brains, heart, and mother inventor at Oh Baby. I'm seeking $80,000 for 25% of my company. Sharks, Oh Baby is the first clean, sustainable baby blanket collection made with a performance fiber built just for babies. Here's the problem. Babies are leaky, they're messy, and they can't communicate what they need. What do they do when they're too hot or too cold? They cry. But what if there was a blanket that solved their most basic issues and adapted to keep them comfortable? Enter Oh Baby. It took a knitwear design expert, that's me, to reinvent this essential item. Our blankets can stay clean for up to a year, so say goodbye to weekly washing. They're naturally stain and smell proof. Just dab away milk spills and get on with your day. What are parents' other biggest issues? Baby's sleep quality and skincare concerns. Our blankets help with both by regulating temperature, wicking away sweat, and keeping babies cozy and comfortable all night long. As a new mom myself, I wanted to create a blanket that I could trust against my baby's sensitive skin. A true security blanket for you and your baby. Sharks, are you ready to cozy up to Oh Baby? Let's make a deal and say goodnight to the competition.
Good job.
Well done, my dear.
Well, okay. So welcome back, super entrepreneurs, to another Shark Tank Biz review. I actually thought it was AU Baby, as in like the symbol for gold, like AU. But Oh Baby. I guess I'll have to write that down because I not gonna remember that. 80,000 for 25%. I guess the company is relatively new. Nothing wrong with that. 320,000 value. I almost said revenue valuation, which is great. I mean, it really opens up the door to get a shark, and hopefully a partner that Alexandria can work with and grow that business. I don't know how long it's been around, but I'm kind of curious. Like, did she have a background in like fiber formulations? Like, it just seems like an odd thing to like all of a sudden I'm gonna do that, or is it like a rebrand of another blanket, or what's? I'm really curious of where all that comes from, because like, having a newborn, just like, especially on the first go around, depending on what you have going on in life, thinking about how to formulate the fibers for a blanket, that's a tall order for most newborn parents. So yeah, really interesting about that. We're gonna check out her website, social media at the end as always, and feature one of your comments down below from the super community.
Did I hear you right when you said you just wipe it off and it won't smell at all? It won't retain any of it?
That's correct. Yes.
Wow.
Alexandra,
I'm going to take you on our product journey. What you have in front of you, Sharks, is our popcorn blanket. I'm glad you've gotten cozy with it.
Yeah, it is
This
cozy,
is one of our
actually.
best sellers, and it's made with 100% extra fine merino fiber.
What is merino?
It's wool.
So
And
what?
Sharks, what you see next to you, that is a sampling of our Italian plant dye material. So we make the first purely plant-dyed natural fiber blanket, and it's guaranteed to not fade with washing. So Alexandra,
So merino, like, I had never heard of merino fiber until maybe like 3, 4, 5 months ago. They were talking about it on the WAN show, Linus Tech Tips for anybody, lttstore.com. They were talking about that, I think, in the chat or something, talking about like why like how they should get a merino fibered sweater or sweatshirt or some kind of garment, and like, because it's so awesome. I think I actually wrote it down for our merch store, for pardomerch.com, for the Pardo Fleet Solutions, to see if we could get something that was merino. I guess I don't even think I knew it was wool, but I guess that's the thing. But that's kind of neat that she was able to find a way to dye using all natural plant based dyes to color it and make it so it doesn't fade. The don't need to be washed in a year. That's a bold claim. I'm really curious about that. I feel like they should have like some things to spill on the blanket right there, like in their little basket of stuff so that they could like do it and then see what it smells like.
What's your background? Thank you for asking. I'm a knitwear design expert. I started in luxury fashion at Pardo an opening ceremony.
Oh, wow.
I spent the last 7 years as a hybrid knit designer and engineer at Nike, where I have designed and engineered performance fabrics for top athletes such as LeBron James. And I left that job to reinvent the baby blanket.
So impressive.
I'm just curious, you could do anything with this fabric, right? Like, why did you choose that versus adult blankets?
Absolutely. Babies are the most vulnerable to environmental toxins. The majority of baby textiles are synthetic, polyester and acrylic. It's plastic.
Is that a cost factor?
Yes. Americans are pretty much addicted to cheap, disposable fabrics. So this material is 3 times more durable than cotton.
And is it 3 times the cost?
It depends.
How much
What
does
is
this
the
cost?
cost?
Yeah,
How much does it cost you to make?
Per unit, it costs us $74 to make a blanket. That's landed. We make them right here in Los Angeles.
Right. What do you sell it
We
for?
sell them for $160.
So how are you actually conveying that?
Yeah, that's a lot, but hear me out here. When it comes to presents to get for baby, you know, people are going to spend a lot of money on things anyway, on different like toys or bottles. I mean, heck, like even like a swing, it can be, you know, an expensive thing. I mean, look at the baby, was it Baby Roo? The thing that like goes up and down. We tried to make Ava like it. She didn't like it. Tried to make Dom like it. He didn't care for it. I mean, he liked it a little bit more than she did because Ava was not having any kind of rest. It didn't matter. It didn't matter where we were putting her, or what kind of blanket, or what kind of thing that we tried. But yeah, it's expensive. But I would say that if you were only going to buy one baby blanket, I you know, I don't, 160 is a lot, but again, when people are buying gifts, it's, I don't know, it could be really special. And it sounds like something you could have for forever. I mean, small, but you know, everybody got their baby blankets.
Message to customers and conveying all the added benefits that you're talking about.
Messaging, yes, is very important. That's mostly storytelling that we do again and again and again on social media.
Is it translating into sales? Why don't you walk us through last year, this year?
Lifetime sales are $62,000. Last year, $38,000.
so far this year?
$14,000, and we're still on track to meet our target of $100,000 this year.
Now, Sandra, how do you sell?
We're 100% DTC.
So what does it cost you to acquire a customer? What's the customer acquisition
So I
cost?
wish I could give you a very specific answer to that, but because we don't do traditional digital marketing, I don't have an analytic tool that could tell me specifically
So
per
there's
customer.
no digital marketing. You're just doing a bit of social here
No
and there.
digital marketing, but we have
no
partnered
paid for
with a
spend.
PR firm that is specialized in juvenile products, and they've done a fantastic job.
Look, I would buy.
All right, so here's what you need to do. Facebook, and we're going to check out Facebook, but I would go Facebook, grandparents. Facebook, just hammer the grandparents. Hey, that's where the money is. That's what the boomers got the money. Hammer the grandparents. They will buy the blanket. I promise you. More so than most newborn parents that more than most newborn parents that are spending money on diapers and all these other things. Do the grandparents.
Buy this if I had a child that was, 3 months old, if I could sit in front of you for 5 minutes. It's so credible. Of course, I want to pay a massive premium for it. But the magic in the secret sauce is when you get the mother at that exact time post-birth to trigger the purchase. And how do you reach her? So customer acquisition is everything.
Don't.
And I'm choking on the price. I'm freaking. It's so expensive.
Here's the thing.
You don't. You go to the grandparents. I'm telling you. Go to the guy. She's going to say it right now, right?
This is a buy better, buy less
I
proposition.
get it, but what's the plan to sell it?
It is.
Let me tell you about the plan. So I'm partnering with some of the top pediatric specialists in the country. I've been featured on top 20 podcasts talking about textile wellness.
But it hasn't translated. In general, the higher the price point, the consumer doesn't always connect that value proposition, and there's a cost for that. Anytime you have to teach a consumer, the price goes up, and you haven't proven the cost of acquisition. I just don't see it right now. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Grandparents aren't watching or aren't listening to the podcast as much as you would probably want them to. So being on Top 20 Podcast, that's awesome. I'm sure it probably has converted some sales. You gotta hit those grandparents.
It's not about the quality of the product. It's not even about it's sellable. The question is, where is the purchasing decision made? If you don't get me at the point where I'm trying to decide to buy something for the new mom and the family, right? You've lost it. You haven't cracked the code on how to market it. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you very much, Mark.
You know, Alexandra, the product is good, but there's a lot of competition. For me, I think the price point is a problem.
So we're already looking at a production partner overseas, and we can bring down this cost tremendously as we scale.
Right now, it's just too early to be investable.
Lori, this is a perfect match. You are on a very short list of people that I would do a deal with, and I'm here offering 25% of our future success.
Thank you. I'm flattered, but it's just too early for me. I'm sorry. I'm out.
Oh my goodness, it's $80,000, Lori. That is just too early. But again, they kind of touched on it, like, oh, you got, Mark kind of touched on it, that you got to get you got to hit the people that are going to buy it, right? And that is probably not the newborn moms. I mean, there are some that will, but by and large, it's going to be a gift, and that's where you got to be hitting them. To me, the first thing I envisioned is like, I don't know if you would do this to a real baby. This sounds dicey. Okay. A doll that's a baby, and you like cover it with plastic bottles and be like, would you cover your kid in plastic bottles? No, of course not, right? You cover it in merino wool, like the best quality material you can. That should be like, baby, boom. Blast it with plastic bottles. Baby doll. Sorry. I don't want to be taken out of context here.
You know, I actually love this product and I love what you're doing, but it's just too expensive right now. Everybody's telling you the same thing over and over, and you've got to listen. And I do think that parents care about sustainability. Just hear me out for a second, because I think this is important. And it's also important that you come into the tank and you walk away with something.
Absolutely.
You will get the price down in time, but it's just, as an investor, I can't help you because you're too early in your journey. So for those reasons, I'm out.
Thank you.
Alexandra, I'm the only shark left. I'm just wondering, am I on that short list?
You absolutely are.
Because if I'm not,
Number one. You have a fantastic track record with female entrepreneurs.
That's correct.
First. Second, you love investing in recession-proof life events like marriage and death.
Right.
Why not add birth to the portfolio?
Well, your pitch is phenomenal. But if you could have told me your customer acquisition cost, which means you figured out how to find them when they had to buy it, I would definitely have poured gasoline on this.
So many entrepreneurs come on this stage and they have impressive sales. They also have raised tons of capital, and they're in debt because they burn through it on digital marketing,
right,
which is more expensive now than it ever has been.
Absolutely right.
So when I went to mentors and said, how do I grow a direct-to-consumer luxury brand? They said, forget digital marketing, build community by appearing on podcasts, by
You're not doing it wrong.
But it's
I've
not
created a
translating
new
into
category
sales.
and I'm ready to dominate it. I need someone to share this vision with me. And there is every opportunity to make a lot of money back in just a few years.
The community thing is real, right? Well, we have the super community here, but when you're building it around a business, it's not wrong, but I think again, the target. So like if you go to joepardo.com/avatar and you go get my free PDF guide, it's got 64 questions in it to help you build your avatar. So many times I go through that with people, or they've gone through it and they're like, Joe, like I'm looking at this and it doesn't quite look right. I'm like, look, you did it right. You hit the customer that the end result of where you want your product to end up or your service to be used by. But that's not who you got to market to. You got to market to the significant other, the spouse, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles. Like the girlfriend, the boyfriend, like the opposite person. That's who's going to get the hit the nag button, or that's who's going to pull the actual trigger, not the person that you spec'd out as your ideal client or your ideal customer. Like that's the thing. And I think if Alexandria, you went through that and you go hit up those grandparents, hit up the grandparents.
It's a tough one.
Kevin, what are you doing?
You know what's happening right now? My team is watching this and they're saying, "What the are you doing? Are you out of your mind?"
Aren't they saying that every time you do a deal?
Yes.
It's very bad when I'm suffering like this. I'm very unhappy with you.
So ask for your royalty and make a deal.
All right, 80,000 for 50%.
What? Whoa! Come.
Oh, wow.
No.
80,000 for 50%.
5-0.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's going to go to 0 or it isn't,
is
right?
definitely enough to get you up in the morning. I know that,
Yes,
but
it is.
I'm generous and I'm here to make a deal. I'm offering you 30% for $80,000.
Kevin, that should wet your beak,
That's
as
fair.
you say.
Okay, listen. The only way I'm ever going to get my money back is I got to work like a dog.
Your
getting
money,
the
you're only
message
giving
out.
her 80,000, Kevin.
Lori,
I mean,
leave
you
it
have the Kevin. You have the wedding, right? You have the wedding, Mr. Wonderful's wedding thing, right? So you have the database of people that are getting married, that got married, and the kids are coming after the fact. It's all right there for so many times. We're talking about $80,000. $80,000 is still a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. I don't care how many millions or hundreds of millions or even billion, like Mark, has. It is a considerable amount of money. It's the time, it's the effort, it's the attention that you're going to give to it. 30%. I mean, that certainly seems, it seems generous to me. Yeah, it could go to 0. But in the meantime, it could very much hit a home run right here on Shark Tank on ABC, where I don't know what the exact demographic is, but Kevin could definitely speak to the grandparents.
30, Kevin, and it's a deal.
No, I'm not, Lori. We have to do a ton of work. 40% you have a deal because you have nothing yet.
Oh,
That would value us at less than $300,000.
You have no value yet. The secret sauce of your deal is
That's
to
not
figure out
true.
customer
The
acquisition.
secret sauce.
You have a person that is very well established in her field. You definitely have value right there.
Of this company is me.
No, I get it. What happens if you get run over by a truck? I own a sheep. I made you an offer. You don't have to take it.
35%, and I would love to do this deal with you.
I'll do it 35%.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You have a deal.
Good job, Alexandra.
You should
Well
be proud
done.
of yourself.
Thank you so much.
It's you. It's you.
I'm so
It's a
excited.
hell of a presentation.
Congratulations,
Well done.
Alexandra. Well done.
Congratulations.
Yo, check out the website here.
I did give up more equity than I initially intended. Our valuation was very appropriately priced given where we are today. That being said, I did come here to make a deal, and I understand that part of a deal is negotiation, and I feel good about it.
Good, and you should. It is still early for sure. Let's check out the website. So we got Cashmere Cloud Collection. Wait, what happened to the heirloom merino? Okay, so they got that. They got the Cashmere Cloud. So it's $160. $160 for cashmere, and they got the monogram shop, which I guess. Oh, I thought you would like. Stitch. I guess monogram is. I was thinking more like the lettering, but I don't know. Monogramable. Okay, so you could letter it, or I guess stitch it, or whatever that is the case. But going back to the site, it's been featured in a whole bunch of places. It's crazy to me. Like you have all these places that's been featured. Fox News would be a big one for the boomer grandparents. And yeah, it is monogram shop to stitch the name into. But yeah, I guess there's no Shark Tank sale. Just it's tough because they don't have a ton of didn't have a ton of sales, but I do like seeing baby and face. Could maybe be a little bit more there with it. Almost seems like that's too zoomed in because it just looks pixelated at that point. But that's cute. Oh, that's not working though. That's weird. Like the pictures on the side, I'm clicking on them, but it's not going yet. Just have to scroll down to the photos. But you can get a gift card starting at $160. See, that to me seems like a bit of a mistake. Because maybe I want you to get one, but I just can't necessarily do $160. And we're going to have a couple people do gift cards, so you could go get the one that you want. So I feel like you should be able to like get your own amount there, especially because it is an expensive blanket. 156 likes on Facebook. I feel like that's got to get pumped up. Because of the older demographic that is definitely utilizing Facebook. Instagram 3,100 followers over there. Not too much engagement, but definitely some with some a little bit more with babies. Faces in the posts. Pinterest. So 4 years ago, my recommendation here would be to just not link to the Pinterest off of your website when you have 8 followers, and the last time you posted was 4 years ago. Try to keep it as relevant as possible. YouTube, 30 subscribers, 21 videos. 4 months ago was the last video, and apparently there was at least 1 or 2 interviews, or she was doing, I guess, interviews. I'm not quite sure if they're her interviews or she's on other shows, but the best way to do stuff like that is you gotta be consistent, right? As consistent as possible. Anyway, Alexandria, I would love to have you come on the show for an interview, talk about your business and Shark Tank experience and all, and just drop a comment down below. Like VL says, welcome back, Joe. Thank you for the new upload. You are very welcome. Happy to have you here in the super community. And I feel like it's every time it's like, welcome back. It's just been getting kind of difficult lately to do videos on Fridays. Just been a lot of traveling, a lot of things going on in the business, and I've been pretty exhausted. So doing the best I can. I don't know. I think I could do next Friday. I'm not 100% sure, but I appreciate you watching, and I got to go do the old episode, the new old episodes, or the old new episodes from this season that I haven't gotten around to doing yet. It's just been so hectic. So I appreciate you being here with us. I'll see you over in one of these 2 videos here. Take care. Now go be super.